Hello and welcome to Racer TV. We're here in Yadkin, North Carolina for round number 11 of the Can-Am Grand National Cross Country Series. This is the Elka Yadkin Valley Stomp GNCC. Today's ATV race will go a long way in deciding who our 2007 GNCC champion will be. Chris Borich claimed his 6th win of the season last week at Unadilla, beating out Yamaha's Bill Balance by only 4/100ths of a second, also extending his points lead to 8. If Chris Borich wins here today, Bill Balance is going to need a lot of luck on his side if he wants to claim his record-breaking 8th GNCC championship. Let's go down to Jason, who's with our points leader.
All right, thanks a lot, Rachel. We're down here in the East Coast ATV pits with Chris Borich. You've got speed, confidence, a win streak, the points lead, everything's going your way. Seems like the only thing can knock you off if you get rattled with the pressure, but it doesn't seem like you're going to let that get to you.
Nah, there's no pressure here. Just going to try to go out today and just give it all I got and see how I end up and hopefully be up in the #1 spot.
How are you able to stare the championship in the face, history really, and not get nervous?
There's no pressure in this on my side. I mean, I'd like to win it, but I mean, if something goes wrong, can't stop that. But I know I'm faster, and just hopefully nothing stupid goes on. And I think all the pressure is on his side because he wants to win another one, and I'm just going for my first. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right, going to be interesting. Chris Borich has the point slate. If he wins today, Bill Balance is really up against the ropes. So let's see what Chris can do out here, Rachel.
Thanks, Jason. It looks like Chris is all business going into today's GNCC race. It's going to be perfect conditions for our race here today at Yadkin, North Carolina. The best ATV riders in the world are getting ready to tackle this Yadkin Valley Stomp GNCC.
Well, let's look at who some of these riders are. Of course, Bill Balance meditating right now, thinking about the task at hand. Virtually a must-win situation for Balance with only 3 races now remaining on the tour. He needs to get back at the points lead. Some riders that can get in between the contenders. Adam McGill is looking for his first ever GNCC win. Today could be the day. Dwayne Johnson, same story there. He is finally beginning to find the speed that carried him to number 3 in the series 1 year ago. Brent Sturdivant, a relative unknown. He's a college student who finds just enough time to come out here and race GNCC. Taylor Kaiser had a banner season as a rookie in the pro class. And Chris Bithell, he might be the most likely to pull off his first win in a GNCC. He has become close all year long. He's 3rd in the series standings. That is your pro field. It's time to go racing here in North Carolina. They start with the engines off, but they are not off for long. They are on into the first turn, and that's Borich on the inside of the red machine. The East Coast ATV Honda has grabbed your ITP Holstein Award, so well done for Borich. This track is tight, and it could get dusty out there in the woods, so the start is absolutely key. And where is Bill Balance? Not the customary good start for the champ. You see him trying to tuck it in there about 4th or 5th. And the rest of these guys in the back have got the work cut out for them. You see how tight it is once they get in the woods here. It is a tire width, basically, so it is not easy to make passes. That's Sturdivant and Chris Jenks. 2nd and 3rd, Balance up to 4th. Then it is Johnson, and the number 9 is Michael Houston. Then you got William Yoakley, Matt Smiley, Adam McGill, Kaiser, Bithell, who is known for getting bad starts. Now the rest of the field begins to work their way forward. There's Andy Langston's on a KTM machine. That's his debut on the orange quad. And everyone really chasing Borich right now, and you see how quickly this field will get spread out. Sturdivant right behind him. He's got to be comfortable. Sturdivant and Borich ride and train together a lot throughout the week. Here's Jenks, and now here's Balance back at the number 4 position. Let's talk to him.
Yeah, there's a little pressure there, but you know, we're just going to go out there today and ride the best we can. Been there the last few races and should have got some wins, just some luck was against us. So, you know, maybe it's time for the luck to change hands a little bit. We're going to go out there and just do the best we can. We got 3 races left and go out and win all 3 of them.
Well, I'll tell you, Balance has changed his strategy a bit too. Early in the season, it looked like the pressure that Borich was applying was getting to him, but he's taking it a lot more casually now. And both these guys are just trying to maintain that whatever happens, happens, so they're not going to get stressed out about it. It's easier said than done. Now, this is one of the traditional obstacles here in North Carolina, this big tunnel, which essentially takes the water from this creek and dams it in to make it as deep as possible. And you cannot grab a handful of throttle through there or you'll drown your machine out. Let's talk to Adam McGill.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, that's just the way it goes anymore. It's just trying to last the whole race. I mean, you know, you could be the guy leading every lap, but, you know, if you're not the one to cross the finish line first, it don't matter. So, hopefully today I can get it together, get it going, and, you know, hopefully pull a whole shot here because this track's tight. And, you know, maybe that creek jump will hold together because I'm kind of worried about that right now.
Well, you'll see the creek jump in a moment. What McGill is referring to is He's led a whole bunch of laps at the last couple of rounds, but he has not been there, obviously, when the checkered flag comes out. Those wins have gone to Boric, and they're all trying to learn that last piece of the puzzle, which is figuring out how to get in the lead when it counts. Leading laps early, not easy, but not as difficult as leading laps late. That's when guys like Boric and Balance step it up. On the creek jump, Boric elects not to jump it. We talked to Chris Jenks about that.
It's a 12-foot drop, looks like. You don't have a real good landing. It's wide and everything, but it's not down the landing like we used to when you beat them with motocross. So, stand to maybe break a chain, break a wrist, just continue, I don't know. If you're back to back, you won't have to do it. Just got to get back to the front. There's not going to be very many places to pass, so that's a weird right there.
Oh, and we got someone jumping it. Jared McClure, he's a young rider. He does not care about the consequences. He airs it out, and that will save you time. And on a tight track like this, as Jenks alluded to, if you have to make passes, if you're back in the pack early, oh, and Andy Langston's jumps in as well. There's that hard landing Jenks was talking about, and he's back in the pack. So like Chris Jenks said, you're going to have to jump that if you're in the back. Bort, Sturdivant, and Jenks, 1, 2, 3, and they've got a nice cushion built up over Balance early on. Although I don't think if you're Balanced, you're really that worried. 4th place early in this race is fine. Johnson in number 5 position, the Rock. Here comes Matt Smiley, who's worked his way up to 6th. He's a teammate of Chris Boric. Then you got McGill, then Kaiser, and now the rest of these guys toward the tail end of the top 10 are going to have to hustle. Boric building up a little bit of a lead early on a tight track like this. It's going to be tough. Get yourself in contention to try to win this race. Let's see what riders like McGill can do. Can they put in a charge here? Lap number 1 now in the books. And these guys in the top 5 are in pretty good position. Everyone else is going to have to hustle on this tight racetrack because Chris Boric is going to try to make a break for it. Stay with us. Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am, Yamaha, Rocky Mountain, and Moose Racing. Checking our morning race here from North Carolina. This is a 10 a.m. race. Women 4x4, C-Class, and first-year racers. That's Tracy Checka on the factory Yamaha trying to check out here. Put the finishing touches on the women's championship. But, she has had some competition this season from Angel Atwell, who's really come on strong late in the year. But today they all get upset by a rider on a 200cc two-stroke, Joey Margaria.
How's it feel, man? You finally conquered it.
Well, it feels pretty great, pretty great.
Talk about the race. How'd you do it?
Well, I got off to a good hole shot, and from there on out, like I said, I've been finishing second for the past 3, so I really needed a win. So I was really pushing hard today.
And you get the win, you get the champagne. It's Joey Bam Margaria on a 200cc Yamaha Blaster wins the overall in the morning. Now we're in our afternoon race, our pro show, and we're running through the top 3, now top 4. Chris Jenks coming by, and we're still trying to find Bill Balance, who I thought would be a little bit closer to the front of the pack. Once our first lap was complete, he started to figure out his lines. Here comes Balance into the pro pits now, and the Yamaha people got to be a little bit concerned. It's a very, very big race as Balance tries to get back into the points lead to win the championship. His rival, Chris Boric, is pulling away. Here's Dwayne Johnson. Now he's going to stop for gas early. We've only done 1 lap out here, and Johnson is already in the pit. And you see he wasn't in there for long because he really didn't have much more room in the gas tank. He didn't use much gas, and he only rode for about 10 miles. Now you got Smiley and Bithell going to war here. 2 guys not known for their starts, but they are strong down the stretch. But they've given Boric a big advantage early. It's actually Sturdivant who has done the best job staying with him. Sturdivant a bit of an unknown, and now we see Balance come into the picture in 4th. He's gotten around Johnson. Johnson stopping the pit. So, will Balance be able to put on a charge now? Here's Taylor Kaiser, the rookie. Let's hear from him.
Haven't really changed much, just sticking to the same program, and that's kind of what's helped us stay up front, stay out with everybody, just training hard. And today, I love this track. It's dry, dusty, tight, high type of conditions. So today we're looking for a podium.
Well, Taylor's results have kind of tailed off. He started the season off with a podium in Florida. He's been very consistent all year, but has not been back to the box since. And I think the man from Florida started the series off fully fit, fully prepared. A lot of these other boys from up north tend to race themselves into shape, and that's what Boric has done. He's gotten a lot stronger as the year has gone on. And Brent Sturdivant, though, well, how strong is this kid? He's right behind Boric. It's like they're riding and training at home together. Now we see Balance has moved up into the number 3 position, so slow and steady. Oh, wait a minute, we see Balance shaking his head. Maybe there was a problem with the machine, or something has gone wrong there. We'll find out. Here's Johnson, and now we see Chris Bithell. We talked to him earlier.
Hopefully pull a good hole shot and win. The track's tight and dusty. Hopefully pull out. Running first all day sounds like a good plan to me. Yeah, I'm pretty much happy where I'm at, and I just want to pull up a couple wins here. And that's just what I wanted to win before the end of the season. So shoot for that, and shoot for staying in second and third. So hopefully that happens.
Well, he says he wants a hole shot, but those are few and far between. Chris Bithell, known for the come-from-behind effort. He had to do it a couple of times here and almost won the races. He's been so close. Look at this balance. He's going to go for it, and that was actually pretty smooth. And, yeah, he's trying to make up some time. Bithell doing the same thing. And they're starting to get the confidence up now to jump that, and that might tighten it up. Borich and Sturdivant, our leaders, are not jumping it. The rest of the pack, well, look at this. Sturdivant is now the leader. I don't know if anyone expected this. He's actually gotten around Borich and built up a little bit of a lead. Borich must have made a mistake. And Brent Sturdivant, under the radar for sure, coming into this one, and the number 16, has got the lead. And Borich is going to have to try to follow his dust. And let's see if Balance can make a run. I don't know if he knows. There's been a lead change. But if he can see that number 2 in front of him, you know that's going to put some fire in the eyes of your defending GNCC champ. Bithell staying with him there in 4th. Then it's The Rock here in 5th, and Smiley in 6th. Now we see Taylor Kaiser, and applying pressure on him is McGill. I would have expected to see a little bit more fire from McGill early in this race. He said his goal is to just lead in the last lap instead of the first, but he can't be back there outside of the top 5. He's making life very tough for himself. Let's see what Brent Sturdivant can do. Stay tuned. Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am, Yamaha, Rocky Mountain, and Moose Racing. Back to the action here in a tight, twisting course in the woods of North Carolina. Chris Borich had the lead early. He had your hole shot. He lost the lead to his young friend, Brent Sturdivant, and Bill Balance in the number 3 spot is beginning to catch these guys. And as they come into the pits, it's time for Borich to hustle. He's got to try to get in and out of here and get in front of Sturdivant. And look at what they're doing there, jamming that fuel tank in. Not going to happen. Sturdivant got out in the lead still, so Borich is going to have to make a pass, and if he gets held up at all, that will put Balance right where he wants to be, and I'm not seeing a concerted effort from Balance, not the full aggression. He seems content back there in the number 3 position early in this race. Hard to argue with a 7-time GNCC champion working on his 8th title. He knows how this game works. Maybe for some reason he wants to be behind these guys early on. How about Sturdivant? He is stretched out again from Borich. And Bithell has passed Balance. That's what I'm talking about. Just when you think Balance is about to strike, it looked like he was cruising. And now it is Bithell in the number 3 spot. Matt Smiley coming by here just outside the top 5. Let's talk to him.
All right, Matt Smiley, what is this track like today? We hear it's hard to pass.
It's going to be tight, dusty, hard to pass. Good start's going to be real important. It's going to get spaced out real bad here in the first lap. If you're in the back, you're going to have a real long day. I imagine it'll get better as the day goes on. Everybody gets spaced out a little bit. Good start's going to be.
Back in through this tunnel, and Sturdivant broke one of the unwritten rules, which is thou shalt not grab a handful of throttle in this deep water. But he's got the lead. He gassed it. He's going for it. He's getting good. Let's go to our Rocky Mountain Tip of the Week.
Hi, and welcome to this week's Rocky Mountain ATV MC Pro Tip of the Week. My name is Aaron, and this week we're going to talk to you ATV riders. Are you sick of all the enduro packs being built specifically for bikes? Well, ARC's been listening, and the answer is the ARC Pro EX ATV Tool Pack. With heavy-duty construction, it can withstand any trail ride that you're on. With a padded back, makes it comfortable for hours of riding, and adjustable straps to fit most anyone. This thing is awesome. Gone are the days of baling wire and duct tape. This pack's going to come with everything you need to plug a flat tire, fix a chain, heck, you could probably even rebuild an engine with it. The best part is you get the tools, you get the pack, you get everything for only $89.99. And for more information, go online at RockyMountainATVMC.com or call for a free catalog.
Back to the action, and Bill Balance has somehow taken over the lead, and Bithell is into second. Just shows how quickly things can change in the GNCCs. Let's go down trackside with Rachel.
We just seen our leaders came through. Bill Balance has taken the lead back over. He made the plunge over the 12-foot drop behind me, jumped down, made his way through. Second place came Chris Bithell. Chris has not pitted yet, so we're expecting him to have to stop. but Chris Borch went around. He took the more mediocre way around, the safer way. Maybe he's not feeling comfortable out there. These are all just our guesses. We're going to keep our eye on the rest of these riders, and we'll check back at the 1 lap to go.
Well, once again, the strategy has worked for Bill Balance. Something has happened. I would assume that Sturdivant and Borch must have gotten hung up somewhere. And now the 3rd and 4th place riders are 1st and 2nd. And Balance is right where he wants to be. Now they've got to eat his dust, and they've got to go after him in these tight woods. Now, meanwhile, Borch still Sturdivant in 3rd. Borch back to 4th. So he had the lead. He had an opportunity to extend the points lead, and something is going wrong. He's actually shaking his head and pointing at his mechanic, John Rowling, so something is coming undone. And now Balance having his problems. Chris Bithell has taken over the lead, and this is what Rachel was alluding to. He still has to pit. Will that allow Balance to get back out front? They're waiting and waiting and waiting for Balance to come through. Meanwhile, Borch is not only back to 4th, but now he's dealing with a whole heap of pressure from Dwayne Johnson and Matt Smiley as they head down into the tunnel. So Borch, who looked to be exactly where he wanted to be, and that was leading this thing early, is now behind Balance on points. You see the number on that quad, by the way, that came through there. But meanwhile, Balance is starting to catch Bithell again, and he's not going to ask questions about Borch. This race is over. Balance has a golden opportunity to get back into the points lead, but he's got to try to get around Bithell to do it. And somehow Bithell was able to survive the pit stop and stay in the lead. But he's got Balance right in his back tires. Sturdivant in 3rd. What has happened to our points leader? Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am, Yamaha, Rocky Mountain, and Moose Racing.
Here we are in the last lap. We have quite the battle going on out there. We have Chris Bithell currently sitting in the number 1 position, we think. Bill Balance is tracking him down, though. We're expecting him to make his way up, battle down to the very last second. Dwayne Johnson's currently sitting in 3rd. As of this point right now, like I said, it's going to change second by second. Major disappointment in the Borch pits, though. He had some problems with his rear shock. It has broke something's happened to it. They're unable to change it at this point. It would take too much time. They're telling us to ride it out. It makes it extremely difficult to ride the bike. He's just going to try to make his way out and salvage whatever points he can.
Well, somehow, some way, Chris Bithell is managing to withstand the pressure from Bill Balance and actually respond to it. He's got a nice size lead built up. Balance on these last laps is absolutely lethal, though, and he's not going to let Bithell off the hook. Sturdivant now back in the number 3 position. Bithell our leader, and Balance still has a lot of ground to make up. Meanwhile, we've caught up to Joe Borch. That's Chris's dad at the pit.
So tell us what's going on with the bike.
Right now, all we know is the rear shock must have gave up. Mechanical failure in the rear shock. Dropped us back. I think we're 10th right now, so I don't know what's going on.
That is going to hurt. That should put Balance in the points lead no matter what happens with this battle. And what a battle it is. Oh, and Balance is giving it everything he's got now. That creek jump, it's a non-factor. They're both jumping it. Look at Bithell get in front of the lap riders. Now Balance right behind him. It's going to be an all-out shootout for the win. Different lines. What a move by Balance. I don't think it's going to pay off. The checkered flag is out, and Bithell has won his first ever GNCC. And Bill Balance had a golden opportunity to make up maximum points. He could not get it done. This young man out of Pennsylvania who's come so close, so many times, has finally conquered the mountain here of the GNCCs. And Sturdivant, a shocking ride for 3rd. That is the best ride of his career as well. And for Chris Borch, it's a disappointing day, but for this young man, it's as good as it gets. And how about Bithell on the podium celebrating with a burnout? We got some happy riders up on this podium.
Here we are, 3rd place overall. Brent Sturdivant, first time on the podium. Amazing ride out there. I know you've been making your way up. You got 5th last week. It looks like it's all coming together for you.
Yes, starting really to come together now. My program's just getting started up really good. I got some new exciting things for next year. I missed the podium a couple times last year, so I was really bummed. I knew it was going to come one day, so I just had to put my head down today and really ride for it.
Was it everything? Is this everything you thought it would be?
Oh, yeah, even more. This is a dream come true for me, even since I was a little kid up here watching these guys, Smiley, Balance, all of them up here, so this is really a dream come true.
Well, that's what it's all about there. The young guns moving their way to the front of the pack, and Chris Bithell at the top of that. He takes the win. Bill Balance almost had him in the last lap, not quite.
Yeah, Bithell was riding good out there today. Made a little mistake, let him get by, and then after that it was I'd get right up on him and be working him, and then we hit a section that was just real dusty, and you just had to fall back and then try to gain ground again. I had a line picked out there towards the end, hit a darn grapevine and got hung up in it a little bit and wasn't able to make the pass. But all in all, it was a good day. We come out here, I think, with a points lead, and we got 2 races left and getting a little closer to that 8th championship.
Yeah, you know, the day kind of went towards for me. Didn't get a great hole shot and just kind of used my head out in the back. Kept making passes all day. Finally saw the top runners, made a couple good passes, and I was up there in front. And I kind of led the last 2 laps, I think. And Bill come up on strong at the end there, and I kicked it down again and held him off. So, you know, I knew what I had to do to win, so that's what I did.
Oh, man, he has learned it the hard way. Pitzel with his first win, come from behind effort. Look at the points. Bill balanced him a 13-point lead over Chris Borich, and suddenly title number 8 is looking good for the champ. We'll see how Borich responds in our next round. A big celebration on the podium for Rachel Ayers. I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching GNCC Racing.
The Grand National Cross Country Championship is sanctioned by the American Motorcyclist Association. Rights, Riding, Racing. AMA. Join now. Call 1-800-AMA-JOIN.